Yo, Christian, hello. How are you doing today? Would it help getting a bit more medals? Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna go for this. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I had a really long day, but just gotta get the tournament done. Haven't joined the bracket yet, so not sure if I'm gonna be winning. But so we made a few changes today. First and foremost, I think the major change is that now I have slightly less defense absolute than last tournament. Last tournament I was sitting around 30 billion. What happened is I used my orbital augment as the assist module previously, but now I'm using orbital augment as the primary. The main difference is that now I've rolled in the knockback force in my orbital augment, as well as the shockwave frequency, just to be able to deal with the knockback resistance a little bit better. I don't think it will make much difference. At the end of the day, it's just going to be either rays or vampires that would get me. But having a bit more shockwave frequency, I guess, would be nice for some sort of control. Especially like if the tank ultimate ends, I get to push the tanks out slightly faster. I think that would be quite useful. And you know, aside from that, everything is pretty much the same. I don't think there will be much that needs to change in this tournament. I'm gonna go with like eventually moving up to 98 meters range. We got a little bit of extra damage, so crit factor, super crit multiplier damage, they're at 5.9 today. But aside from that, you know, I think it's going to be a very standard, very normal tournament run. I'm still going to go with the permanent black hole, and I still have my smart missile substats rolled in. I don't think the smart missile is going to do very much at all. But you know, the alternative would be to, I guess, roll in inner landmine quantity and inner landmine cooldowns. However, my inner landmines are not the best. Yeah, they kind of look like this at the moment. So you know, I think we should have enough in terms of stuns and stuff to sort of deal with the bosses with Chronophil. Alright, so aside from that minor change in my armor modules, everything stays the same as before. Tournament setup. Okay, so tournament setup here. Tournament setup here. Nothing to do with the labs. Bots are in tournament presets. Yes, and chips are also tournament chips. Oh yes, I did manage to get one extra click into scout cooldown. I don't think it will make much difference at the end of the day. Sign up Rupan, hello, how are you? Alright, let's notify the guild and then we enter the tournament. Okay, so going. Let's go. Yes, and as usual, I need to turn on my Chain Lightning plus, turn on Poison Swarm plus, turn on the stun. And we check the bracket at 1800 waves as usual. I'm also farming now at -26. It's pretty nice. I like it. I did die. So I did have a run where I died at like wave 1900 or something. Doesn't really matter. It was like the first run for a while. And between -25 and -26, this number goes up by like 10 Q per hour. So I didn't mind that one death. But yeah, right. So we've entered the tournament. We need to ensure that the bracket is full and inform the guild. 16 people at the moment. Synapse Braun, hello, how are you? Christian says remove the smart missile substats. Maybe at some point, yeah. It's not like smart missiles are actually doing any damage, but I don't really have enough to use other substats anyway. Plus the smart missiles do look quite nice. So I think we leave it on for a bit. The plan for this month is still just continue working on Chain Lightning Plus. We are at +8. So I don't think protectors would be a problem today. We should get rid of the protectors quite easily. Yeah, we need to bring the orbs in. And as far as possible, I'll try to use the 43.5 just for more inner landmine stuns, I guess. But at some point, I will have to increase my range. Depending on how the bracket goes, I guess. Rubber, thank you very much. Good luck with your tournament as well. Richard, I'm doing good. How are you, man? It's been a very long day. I had 7 hours of... 6 hours of teaching in a 7-hour span, and in the 1 hour break that I had today, I had a meeting. So really no rest at all. It's been a very long day, but aside from that, I'm doing good. How are you? 27 people. The poor students? Why poor students? Let's hope that we get a good bracket, man. I don't want to have to, try to do the microing at the end and so on, like how we did for the last couple of tournaments. It's too tiring, too difficult. I think the last tournament I did join something like around this timing as well. Maybe a couple of hours earlier. It was a hard bracket. Let's see. Still not done yet. The bracket is still not filled up. Richard, so I'm using the stream to not fall asleep. Well, I don't think I would fall asleep doing the tournament. But no, I mean, it's good. It's good to try to have a routine, like twice a week I'm going to stream. I've been doing that for a while now. So yeah, just going along with it. Okay, it's full. Let's notify the guild. Okay, and we are done with the guild duties. Right, so in terms of the in terms of this tournament, I don't think it's going to be very different. Oh, and Ghetto, hello, how are you? I don't think it's going to be like anything fancy. It seems like the battle conditions are very straightforward. There's Orb and Death Ray Resistance and Knockback Resistance. So the Knockback Resistance is somewhat problematic, but really the only enemies that would be knockback would be Rays and that would be affected by this would be Rays and Vampires, because I'm going to have permanent Black Hole. So I think at some point vampires are going to get me. It would be nice to have Plasma Cannon Mastery for this set of battle conditions, I guess. Orb Resistance, Death Ray Resistance, I mean, they're still going to do percent damage. They're still going to do a lot of percent damage. I don't think it's going to change very much in that regard. And with Permanent Black Hole, most of the enemies, they're just going to get controlled anyway. The Knockback Resistance would be problematic for vampires. And then Tank Ultimate, we're going to get swarmed at some point, so I need to increase my range. Basics Ultimate just means that there's more bosses. Everything else I don't have to worry. I don't even have to worry that there's going to be a lot more protectors. Mainly just because, you know, we've got pretty decent Chain Lightning Plus now, so we might not one-shot all the protectors, but the protectors are essentially going to be... What is my Chain Lightning Plus at? The protectors are going to be at 75% health. Sorry, at 25% health in today's tournament, so should be gotten rid of pretty easily. I never get to a point where bosses are a problem. Well, sometimes I do get killed by bosses, but there's no like fast ultimate today. And the only time bosses really become a problem, Richard, is if let's say there's a protector in my black hole. It causes a ball of enemies to emerge, and then the boss hits that wall of enemies, and then it gets pushed inwards. But aside from that, I don't think bosses would be a problem. Maybe with the Orb Resistance, they might be a little bit more dangerous today. But we should have we should still get a lot of orb damage on the bosses, I would think. Especially when we couple it with the inner landmine stuns and stuff. Marilyn, thank you. Good luck with your tournament too. And to whoever else is currently viewing, good luck with your tournaments as well. Let me just check the live results and see how people are doing today. Oh my goodness, Greeny at 6,000 waves. Disgusting. Well, I mean, the drop off is very quick. Like, I noticed Rob got 3,700 waves, so that means that 3,600 should be doable for me, I think. I'm not looking forward to doing like 3,600 waves though. That looks painful. I don't know, but Rob has like his own techniques and stuff. Maybe from like the fleet spawns and stuff, he optimizes that way. I might not be able to do it. Get to this, maybe I'll get an easy bracket and can do a lazy run. I hope so. I don't really want to do too much micro for today. But that being said, I should still think about how I want to use my demon mode and so on. And it would be nice to know the fleet spawns. If I knew the fleet spawns, then I could sort of figure out when to use my defensives. My past tournament was horrible. 2376 waves and 8th place. Hopefully this time it will be better. Well, I hope so too, Richard. Good luck. top 10 was over 2,000 waves. Damn. I mean, we can sort of check out the bracket. Like, do I want to know? I mean, so far it's looking good. Okay, I mean, I could get beaten by this guy. Potentially. There were a few, you know, like the past tournament, the guy who nearly beat me. He was like a couple of 100 waves, 200 waves. Oh, Zero's here. Oh no, Zero's gonna be upset. I mean, so far it's looking decent. Was born to win. It looks decent so far. Yeah, it's looking very decent. See donut. Okay. Yeah, so this guy over here might potentially give me a run for my money, right? If we look at the last tournament, the guy in second place, who I just beat by 1 wave, he was at this kind of wave count. So maybe, I guess I would have to try. I actually have to try hard today. It's not very nice. But now that we know we have to try hard, then I think with this kind of battle conditions, I shouldn't be expecting to use my demon mode until very, very late in the tournament. Yeah, I don't think I would need to use it for a very long time. But let's see. I can always do a rerun. Nah, I don't think I'll do that, Richard. It's too time consuming to do an entire tournament. Especially if I'm looking at like 3,700, 3,600 waves. That's way too long. How long would that even take? Is it going to be like 4 hours? How long does a 3.5k tournament take? 2 hours? 2.5 hours? Jeez. I'm only getting 3rd place, but at least 1st and 2nd are far enough ahead. I don't have to think about another run. Yeah, I mean, it would be... It would be... It's not like you wouldn't be able to beat them, Rubber, but then sometimes it's like the rewards don't really justify the extra time that you're going to be putting in. I should probably close this off, and then we can look at how nice this screen looks like. I'm wondering at this stage, at some point, if I'm able to have enough defense absolute such that I can just tank the overcharge hits without primordial collapse, and I think that will come in when I have my flame bot and stuff. I think that would be really nice, because then I get the harmony conductor usage, and it's probably going to you know, I could probably luck sack a bit more with harmony conductor. Ghetto, you hit 3.5k waves doing a lazy run. Okay. I'm guessing it's 43.5 meter range and like 1 point something on shockwave size maybe. It depends. I can always do 1x speed without wave skip cut. That way you could stream longer than tags. I don't have the stamina for that, and I'm sure no one wants to hear me talk for like so many hours. So no. 1x speed, I might have to do it later on when commanders buff the vampires and stuff, but only just for that. Just a little bit of micro I can handle. Actually, AFK, hello, how are you? You gotta do a second run. Your first was a PB of 2983. You wanna see if you can crack 3 crit? Well, good luck. I hope you make it to 3000 waves. Might as well spend 16 hours trying to beat them only to get worse each run. Yeah, that sounds like me, Christian. Like, I mean, I get lower waves with more damage. I don't understand what's happening to my tower. Actually, AFK, unfortunately, first place is currently over 3200, so I won't get first place. You know, above 3000 waves, it's really just percent damage, actually, AFK. So with some lucky death defies and stuff, you might be able to. Oh, and right, another thing is that there is death defy. There is no death defy down today. And I do have my tier 3 death defy, so I'm almost at 40% death defy for today. I believe that the cap is 40%, so almost at the cap. Hopefully we get pretty good death defies, eh? Last tournament I only got like 1 or 2 death defies. Maxwell, let's go. And Richard, Christian is not going to bother finishing, like completing his tournament. It wouldn't make sense. Like if I wasn't streaming the game, I probably would do what Christian is doing as well. Just get enough to get first place and then leave it there. If I can get first place by like a margin of 200 to 300 waves, I think it's very safe. No point really just trying to push every tournament. It gets quite stale after a while, honestly. At least for me, I'm not. I think I mentioned this before. I've always been more of like a. I always enjoyed the PvE aspect of a game more than PvP. Yeah. But you know, recently I've been watching on YouTube, like before bed at night. Those, like some other people playing some incremental games. So as you guys know, I mentioned a while back I was searching for what other games I might find interesting. So I've just been browsing online looking for games that I might find interesting to play, and some of them look quite fun. It's like very incremental-ish as well, but then the difference is that with all of those prestige system kind of games, at some point your econ just explodes and then you can buy everything and max everything out instantly. At least with this game, because we don't really have a prestige system per se, it's still a little bit slower, the progress, and I think that is good. You know, the game just ends too quickly if like you have a prestige system embedded in it. This incremental sort of tower defense thing, it seems pretty nice. You know, we should just create like a spin-off of this. We should create a spin-off, and instead of just tower defense, we could have like elemental tower defense. So you could invest into like fire or lightning or ice or something to stun the enemies. It would be pretty fun, I think. Actually, AFK says no, they removed the 40% cap when they reworked Defy to Decay against the same enemy triggering. Oh, okay. So now it actually makes sense to get like as much Defy as we can. Alright then. Every wave outside intro sprint is torture, yeah. Especially since our income is low. Alright, 1800 waves. Let's just look at the bracket again. I mean, 0 is in second place. So if I remember correctly, there's only that one person in like 24, tier 24. No, not this guy. There is this one guy. I think it's this guy. Tier 24 wave 244. But unfortunately, they have just like held off on progressing. So I don't really know how far they can get, which means I need to push a little bit. Maybe in about half an hour or so, I can look at the bracket analysis. Is that right? Or is it individual player statistics? I have a stupid question, guys, but how do I, on the tower.lol, how do I see the performance of my bracket? Of the players in my bracket? It's live placement analysis, maybe? Get expected. We have to defend Fatz's yacht. Yeah, maybe. That's pretty funny. How do I see that? Live bracket view? So what would be, how is the game going to work? Ghetto? How do we defend it? What are we actually defending against? Okay, so it's under live bracket view, and then I have to scroll down and see comparisons. Richard says that guy has not many relics. I might be good this time. Hopefully. Rubber says, have I done the Death Defy battle condition lab? You mean the Death Defy down? Yeah, Death Defy down and Energy Shield down. I've completed both of them. It makes a big difference. But it's still RNG. So without the lab, I was always only at about 1, maybe max 2 Death Defies when Death Defy down was active. Now that I have completed that lab, with Death Defy down, sometimes I still get just 1 Death Defy, but it can go up to like 10, 11. Okay, Oh, okay, I got it. I have the view now. Let me take a screenshot of this. Alright, this is... oh, where did it go? Ah, damn it. Let me take another one. Okay, there we go. So this is the placement for today. Actually, I shouldn't have made it smaller. Let's make it bigger. So as we can see, I'm this guy in light blue on the top over here. On certain battle conditions, I mean, I could be significantly higher than the two of them. But there is a chance that I could, you know, like if we look at last tournament, I was very, very close to Bobulov's donut. Yeah, but the Cheska guy, I believe, is the one that is currently not running, right? This Cheska guy. And I could only hope that this guy is donut. So this donut guy could actually give me a run for my money, right? Like he's got above 3,000 waves. The Cheska guy, I don't really have to worry about him, it turns out. He seems to be like, you know, 3,000 waves max kind of thing. But this Bobo guy. Right, so I kind of have to flex a little bit, eh? But I mean, his performance is so consistent. How is this happening? Like he got the exact same waves for the past 4 tournaments or something. Now I guess what that means is that if I pop to like 3,500 waves and above, I should be safe, right? I should be safe. So let's hope for like let's hope we can do 3,500 today. If we can, I think we are in a good shape. Sign up says, take off the cap for intro sprint, but it still follows the rules of you can only go as high as your highest. Honestly, that would be fine. Like, I wouldn't mind it. But once they introduce a newer tier signups, it's just not going to really matter anymore. It's the bracket creep, or it's the power creep that we experience that's making tournaments slightly too easy now. Gato says the game works where Fat's yacht is the tower. The enemies are all dolphins and minions. Or minnows trying to attack the yacht. Smaller towers spenders. The yacht only fires large whales to eat the fish. Yeah, I mean the yacht is like just gonna be pumping out Christians all the time, eh? Jackson, hello, how are you, man? Marilyn, yeah, I'm not getting to 4,000 waves. It's not happening. Maybe he knows what he's doing. What? I PB. Oh, Maxwell PB at 3167. Nice. Yeah, I think 3,500 waves should be good. But man, I did get very close to Donut the last tournament. You know, I slightly beat them, but yeah, it might be very close. I wonder what are these two battle conditions. We seem to get very similar waves here. But I think if I can hit 3500, it should be like safe, right? So we might have to try and flex a little bit. Let's hope we can get our first place then. Antonio, how are you? I'm doing good. Yeah, I know, right, Maxwell? It could be that they're just like Christian, you know. Let's just do enough to get first place, kind of thing. And then once we're done with this, we can like go back to farming again. I'm hopeful that, you know, with the knockback resistance, I don't think many people would actually roll the knockback force substat. So I do have like slightly more knockback force today. Even with the knockback resistance, I think. That should help with Rays and especially vampires. Rays, we can kind of deal with them. Rays have like what, 2x normal health, is it? How do I see it? Encyclopedia enemies. Oh, so Rays have same health as basic enemies, but vampires have ×2 of basic enemies. I see. So between Rays and vampires seem to be more dangerous. I wouldn't need to worry about Rays firing off at me with Nuke and with my Thunderbolt Plus. It's maxed out. Antonio, no, Legends battle conditions are... I think they are easy today. It's just going to be very long and a lot of % damage requirements. Tank Ultimate is going to be, I guess, dangerous later on. If they end up swarming into my wall and taking out all my energy shield charges at once, I don't want something like that to happen. Honestly, I think just decking out your range today would be very good. We could even possibly try something like Singularity Harness and in a huge range. And just let inner landmines only deal with tank enemies. We should still get quite a lot of explosions because there's no other sort of ultimate there's no sort of ultimate effect on any other enemy type. Danos, hello, how are you? I'm doing good. Looks like some inflation will happen today. Oh my goodness, Antonio, so in my class today I was talking about inflation. I was teaching introductory macroeconomics today, and the topic was on inflation. Oh. And now you're talking about inflation again. My whole day is about inflation. Yeah, it's such a coincidence, eh? Brendo, hello, how are you? And thank you very much. Good luck with your tournament too, Brendo. Oh, well, on the bright side, we are almost at 2,000 waves now. More than 50% of the tournament done. My throat is so dry today from having spoken the whole day. So I need to like hydrate. Jackson, yeah, I mean Plasma Cannon Mastery seems decent for battle conditions like these. It would be nice to just like smack the rays and smack the vampires with extra % damage. Just so that they melt, you know. And I think combined with Orbital Augment and Pulsar Harvester, it's going to take out most of the rays and vampires' health. Then we still have our like Chain Lightning plus damage and so on, and the little bit of tickles here and there from the inner landmines and smart missiles. That should be enough. We don't even need the attack chip to take out those two enemy types. Like honestly, I wouldn't mind getting the Plasma Cannon Mastery at some point. It seems like a cheap way to just get some extra damage on fleets. On elites. Me and my wife are watching. I'm trying to convince her to play the tower. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Brendo, well, hi Mrs. Brendo. So I mean, there's something that I want to say, but I don't think I should say it. but I would say that this game has primarily a male population. I don't know. It would be nice if we had more ladies playing the game. I would think. But it's not like it's a super fun game. It's satisfying to watch like the growth over time of your tower. But yeah, essentially it's just a bunch of dudes playing with their towers. Jackson, CL +6 now. Gonna take it to 10 or 11. Yeah, that's what I'm doing as well. Smart missiles are not a joke, Jackson. They must be taken seriously, and they will be taken seriously at some point. We just need to figure out when. Imagine buying 14 stone packs a week. Yeah, that's probably what might happen if Wendell and Mrs. Wendell get addicted to the game, eh? Richard, your wife knows you very well, Richard. Yeah, this is not a game. You're just like sitting at one corner playing with your tower all day, every day. Tower get power. Yeah, I mean, you know, as guys, I think we look at a tower and we just want to pump it. And we're happy that way. I mean, like I remember when I first got Golden Tower, I was like walking around just like, my tower is golden. Like that's what it literally says, right? Like you get Golden Tower, it says it makes your tower turns your tower golden, and then when I get GT Plus, I'm like, oh, my tower is golden. Dino, what the heck is going on in here? What do you mean? This is like a feed for, you know, this kind of conversations that we are having here. It's I guess acceptable for it's acceptable topics in front of children. So Sunday, on Sunday, it was the National Day of Singapore, and I guess the equivalent would be like 4th of July in the US. So I went to my friend's house, and a few of us from Singapore, we just gathered over there. We had dinner, and we were just watching like the performance online. It's very strange, I have to say. As someone who has lived away from Singapore for almost like half my life and stuff. On the one hand, I do feel a longing to want to go back to my country. But at the same time, it's like not really. I don't know how to describe it. But I'm wondering if anyone in the chat has like if you're living away from home, well, in a different country, and if you have a similar experience, like there's this very strange feeling that I feel when I watch that performance. That on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I left the country, but on the other hand, it's like, I do want to go back. My tower pew pew smart missiles. Yeah, Jackson, look at my tower spitting out those smart missiles. Yeah, dare I say, the only reason I'm able to get very far in tournaments is because I have a large number of smart missile quantity. Dino says, I still play on my phone, so everyone at my CrossFit gym is like, what's that on your phone? Do you make money? And I'm like, quite the opposite. Hey Dinos, there was once I was in the office and I was going to get coffee, and so back then I was still using, back then I had two phones, right? I'll bring two phones to the office, one phone specifically for the tower, and one of my colleagues, he saw it, he was like, what's that? I was like, oh, it's just some game. And it's like, okay, what's it about? I'm like, it's really difficult to explain. And he's like, how do you play it? And I said, well, I don't really play it. The whole point of this game is to not play it. It's to spend enough money so that you don't have to play the game. And he was like completely bewildered, right? It's like, why are you playing such a game? Do you make money from it? That's the next question he asked. Exactly the same thing. Ribbler, oh nice, you spent 12 months at Merchant Court. It was a good time. I live away from home. It's only me. I miss my family and my friends, but not the country. So, why? Is your job, is it very mobile? That's why you spend like prolonged periods of time away from home? And you rotate across countries? Yeah, Clarke Quay is in Singapore. It's like the drinking area at the moment. And yeah, I kind of agree with you, Ribla. Because I'm in a similar position. It's just me away from home. And on the one hand, I do miss my family and friends. But it's also very strange. Like, I go back home and within a month, I'm just like, oh, I can't deal with this. It's too suffocating. And there are things I like about the country, but at the same time, I think everyone is kind of stuck on the hamster wheel back home. It's a very competitive environment. So at some point, your brain becomes programmed to just grind away, right? And people don't really have the opportunity and time to just sit back and take a breather, enjoy the life that they have, and so on. Spot on. Yeah, it happened to me a couple of times as well, Dinos. MCP, hello, how are you? I don't even try explaining the game to me too, man, Dinos. Yeah, it's like, if someone asks you what is this game about, because some of my friends, they know that I do stuff on YouTube, and they tried watching the videos and they're like, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Like, you're clicking some buttons and it's saying some stuff, but I don't understand anything about it. And I said, yeah, you kind of have to play the game to sort of understand what it's about. You can't just look at it and suppose you were playing something like League of Legends or something, right? It's easy to know when you are doing well because you would have killed your opponent, or you know that you are losing when your opponent keeps beating you. It's very easy to see that. But with this game, it's very difficult to explain. And you might tell people, well, it's a tower defense game. And some of my friends, they do play tower defense games when we were younger, and they'll be like, yeah, but where are the enemies pathing in to your tower? And you're like, oh, it's just all around, you're just getting swarmed. So they're like, oh, so it's a survival game. And well, there's not much skill involved, but essentially, yeah, it's like survival. Strange. It's a very strange game, but I think that's what all of us like about this game. It's very unique, right? I remember the people. Oh, okay, Ribley, you traveled a lot. Now you've relocated with work to Australia. I see. I'm in Australia too. I remember people who work there full time, work long hours. I was lucky to be project based. I see. I spend all my time in the Crazy Elephant Bar by the Slingshot. Oh, I know that place. I've actually never drank there before, but yeah, I know where you're referring to. You defend your base against alien invaders. That's how I explain it to those who ask questions. Oh, that's a good way. Are they really aliens though? Are they really aliens? It's like, well, I mean, if anything, they're just like a bunch of squares and triangles, man. The pixels. I reckon with the technology that we have today, it would be possible to make a really nice graphics version of this game, like hyper realistic kind. You actually have a tower and it's firing in like this dome shaped environment against like tanks that really look like huge things and fast enemies that really zoom and stuff. I think it would be possible to make a game with this kind of graphics. And not only that, with the technology that we have today, we could improve the graphics of this and still have it run more smoothly without lag than this application here, possibly. Antonio says, we guys who play this game don't know what the late mechanics are too. Imagine explaining it all to people who don't play. Yeah, so what works for you at your stage of the game might not necessarily work for me as well. Everyone's progression is very different. Graham, hello, how are you? This game is easy. You make money and you spend that money to make more money. Line goes up sooner or later. So, you know, at some point I was telling people this game is basically just a screensaver, because my second phone, the one that I carried around with me all the time, that was basically, the game was permanently on. So it's basically just a screensaver. And that phone had to be plugged in all the time because the battery was completely screwed from just living this game on 24/7. Zhang, thank you very much. Good luck with your tournament too. If I just unlocked as mods, and so far I unlocked core and generator assist modules. What is the rule of thumb to upgrade the multiplier and substat efficiency? I have no clue of a strategy for that. Dinos, what tier are you farming at the moment? Sang, I think at this stage in the game, at this point in the game, smart missile damage and poison swarm damage is significantly lower than chain lightning and inner landmine damage. So probably not, but I like it. I just like the visuals of it. So for me, it's worth. For me, I don't regret investing into my smart missiles. I do regret investing into Poison Swarm Plus. I think just having Poison Swarm alone is enough. That extra stones that I had in Poison Swarm Plus could be better put elsewhere. Dinos, you're farming tier 12. Mods are around the 161 level. Okay, great. Now, it's just my opinion. This is just my opinion. But my view is that it's best to try to move up tiers as quickly as possible. Because when you farm the higher tiers, you get more resources. So there are two ways that you can move up in tiers. Either you stack your damage like crazy, or you work on your EOS. Chances are is that, well, at least in my own experience playing this and moving up the tiers, enemy level skip gets you very, very far in this game. More so than damage would. And that is going to be true all the way into like tier 20. But once you get to tier 20 and try to move up into tier 21 and so on, you're going to need some sort of damage. So how should I say this? Now, the ELS, I think I've mentioned this a few times, right? The enemy stats, attack and health, ELS slows down the rate at which these things go up, but damage gets you to a point where you can survive where this number gets a lot larger. So for any given amount of damage, the slower this number gets to your whatever threshold is, the better it is, because that means it's a longer run for you. So that's the two things to balance, right? Now, because in the earlier tiers, the battle conditions are not very strong, and as a result of that, the enemy health is not going to scale up so quickly because of the lower tier scaling. Just going straight for ELS seems to be very good in getting a lot higher waves and making tier progress. So if I were you, what I would do is, with your coins, just pump all of it into like your ELS plus enhancement. Try to bring that up to like the 1.6 as quickly as possible. And with your stones, again, this is not the most efficient. I'll talk about the trade-offs after this. But with the stones, you just want to deck out your substat efficiency in generator. Okay, and with the substat efficiency in generator, you're going to get an additional, like, I don't know, even if you brought it to 50%, it's a 4% ELS. Now you multiply that with the enhancement, so 4 times 1.6, that is like 6 point something percent. That 6 point something percent ELS is like thousands of waves. 1% ELS is going to translate to roughly about 1,000 waves. So that 6,000, that 6% is like moving up 2 or 3 tiers. No, actually moving up like 1 or 2 tiers just from that alone. So that's what I would do, and I would do that just so that I can farm the highest possible tier that I can do as quickly as possible. Now, what is the trade-off with that? Well, in terms of damage throughput, so when you are investing into your assist generator substat efficiency, you are going to make the tier progress very quickly because it's mostly gated by enemy level skips. However, let's say you chose to invest into substat efficiency for core. This is going to give you more ultimate weapon damage and essentially more substats. Now the core substats are either farming substats or damage substats, which means that both your damage throughput and your tournament performance would not really be progressing if you went very heavy into generator substat instead of core substat. So that's one of the trade-offs. And the next trade-off is that if you don't invest into your generator multiplier, then you end up with lower coins, so less econ. Now, in today's context, I think econ it's important, but it's lost a lot of its value. So if it were me, if I were in your position, I would just go all in on the substat efficiency for generator first. But I think a more reasonable approach would be maybe substat efficiency in generator and core sort of equally, bring them up, and when they are done, then you pump up your generator multiplier. Or you could go like, for every two clicks into generator substat and core substat, you get 1 click into generator multiplier, and that might work as well. That would be a more balanced approach, but it really depends on what you would want. For me, I think moving up the tiers is just going to net you so much more resources, so I would just focus on that first. So hopefully that answers your question. Antonio, off-topic question, do I teach undergrad students? Yes. So nowadays I just do first year undergraduate subjects. I don't really want to prepare too much for the tutorials. And I find that anything above second year kind of requires me to refresh my memory on certain concepts, but first year subjects it's easy. I can just figure it all out on the spot. Second year subjects, sometimes I forget certain concepts, and I do have to refer to the lecture notes for it. Ribbler says, I'm farm. Oh no, running farm modules. Oh no. Antonio, yeah, EOS is king. EOS is king. It's really so efficient to build your EOS. Saying it's not that Poison Swarm Plus is bad. It's just that there are better things. So back when I invested in Poison Swarm Plus, everyone was saying that Poison Swarm Plus damage was really good, and it was good. But for me, when I invested in Poison Swarm Plus, I did not have Spotlight Plus, so I was choosing between Poison Swarm Plus or Spotlight Plus. And Spotlight Plus offers much more bursty damage, but Poison Swarm Plus requires enemies to live for quite a while for you to see the damage. So when I unlocked it, I didn't really find much benefit from unlocking it for my Poison Swarm Plus. But if there are certain battle conditions like Tank Ultimate where enemies live for a very long time, then yeah, Poison Swarm does decent damage back then. Right now, with the way Amplify Bot works, Chain Lightning damage and Inner Landmine damage is just outclassing Poison Swarm damage and Smart Missile damage in tournaments as well as in farm runs. So it's not that it's bad. You can still play it if you want to. It's just not that good. And if you're investing the stones, stone wise, Poison Swarm and Smart Missiles are a lot more expensive to build than Inner Landmines or Chain Lightning. If you really like Poison Swarm and Smart Missiles, then go for it, man. Go for it. What matters is like you enjoy playing the game the way you like to. And you can test it out. You don't have to, when you say you invest into something, you don't have to just go box it altogether. You can get a bit of clicks into it, see how you enjoy it, see if it actually does anything for your tournament runs. If you find it good, if you find that it works for you, then maybe invest a little bit more. For me, I like just having like a balanced approach. So my Inner Landmine Plus is +4, same as my Poison Swarm Plus, same as my Spotlight Plus. I just like having all of them sort of developed equally. It makes it a lot easier to pivot if I ever need to pivot, I guess. Inner Landmine Plus is too dependent on other things such as Space Displacer, Magnetic Hook, and Mbot Plus. Yes, that is true. That is true. And I guess the same thing could be said for like Dimension Core. Chain Lightning is dependent on having Dimension Core mostly. It's going to be a lot more damage throughput. Primordial Collapse, Black Hole is dependent on like Primordial Collapse if you're using it for the damage mitigation and so on. So there's kind of all of these dependencies that we have in the game. Now also, you might notice in my setup, I don't use ACP. And that's just mainly because damage becomes so low eventually from the overheat. So I don't really see the need of having the damage multiplier. Actually, AFK says I'm at 94% gen, 88% core substat efficiency. Just need labs for both and a couple of clicks in core. Yeah, nice, awesome. It would be worth just like leaving the SMod labs in permanently, I guess. Just go box them. Especially for the core substats, I would say, at that stage. In farm runs, that extra 1 second of GT duration is probably going to be very valuable in terms of like your ROI. Oh, sorry, your coins per hour and stuff. Since you're already almost done with all the multipliers, I guess. Maxwell says you're like this close to getting auto shatter modules in the vault. I have it, Maxwell, and I do not regret it at all. I do not regret it at all. Graham. So, if I was looking for, okay, so you know, we have to understand the university mindset. Okay, so the students who enter into first year undergraduate studies in Australia are typically 18 years old. They have just turned 18. Now they have all just left home and they are still very young and very, how should I say this? Life has been nice to them all this while, and they have not seen much about the world yet, right? Now, so we actually have to be very gentle with our first year students. You know, we have to care about their mental well-being a lot, and not that we don't have to care about our older students, but we have to kind of hold their hands and tell them that no, you shouldn't be doing this, guide them a little bit. Whereas for the third year undergrad students, we kind of assume that they are adults now and they are able to handle themselves. So if they don't attend classes, we're not going to hunt them down and ask them why you haven't attended class and so on. So the thing is, when I look at my first year students, it's very strange. Like, you know, back when I was like 24 years old, I look at someone who's 18, and if that person is really hot, I'll be like, oh yeah, that person's really hot, right? Now that I'm like in my 30s and I look at someone who's 18, the features of the 18-year-old are still really soft. Like, life has been too kind and too nice to them. They have not been hardened up yet. So I very much rather have like you know, in terms of talking about the hotness of students, I would think that students in third year that are just about to graduate, that's when they've learned to you know, put on some makeup, dress in a bit more classy outfits and so on. I think those will be the students that will look hotter. Definitely not in first year. Ghetto, have I been saving keys for version 29? Well, I haven't been spending my keys recently. I have 74 keys at the moment. I would probably just not spend it until version 29. Oh no, Graham just fresh meat. Sounds like a butcher. Pudge the Butcher from Dota 2. Oh, from Dota actually. Antonio says, in Brazil, the first year undergrad students get traumatized with calculus already. Yeah, so another thing is, when a student is fresh out of high school and we introduce calculus to them, like get them to differentiate certain equations and so on, they are generally okay with it because they still remember how to do it. But by the time you introduce the concepts to them in third year, most of them have already forgotten the rules of differentiation and stuff. But man, I've realized that over the past couple of years, I've used a lot more Mathematica in just solving algebra for me. And it's so addictive to use. Like, I just plug in the equation, it derives the entire equation for me. I think I'm no longer very good at just doing differentiation by hand anymore. But back then I used to be pretty decent with, like, you gave me an ugly equation, I could actually solve it. Because I did do a few mathematics subjects in my undergrad. So during undergrad, we had to do our math exams without any calculators. And yeah, I was decent at algebra. Nowadays I just make like calculation errors all the time. Graham has been traumatized by calculus teachers, not the material itself. I would say that all the math teachers that I've had so far have been really good. Yeah, they have been really good. One thing I would say though is that as a student in Singapore, like when I was doing my high school in, maybe it's middle or high school, I can't remember. When they introduced the concepts of calculus to us, it was very like there was no intuition behind it. It's just like, well, these are the rules of mathematics, memorize them and learn how to apply them. And so I was doing all of these questions without really understanding why certain things work. Like, why is it that when we differentiate like x squared, we bring the 2 down and we reduce the power by 1? I didn't understand that. I thought that's just a rule. And it wasn't until I entered into university that we learned about limits and stuff, and from first principles we derive the functions that I see that, oh yeah, it actually works. So these are just shorthand rules and so on. So I would say that because I'm someone who requires understanding stuff to learn stuff, I didn't do very well in high school. I was always struggling to memorize certain equations and stuff. But as I get older and I learn about things from first principles, I become a lot better at understanding these concepts. Here, pre-calc is mandatory because high school, they only memorize for passing the entrance exam. Yeah, so that was basically me, Antonio. Like in high school, I just had to memorize stuff. And I'm terrible at memory. My memory is terrible, rather. Graham didn't have mediocre teachers, really good ones or abysmal ones. I think, yeah, it's probably just me, Graham. I always found that my teachers were really good, but I'm quite a slow learner. So even like nowadays when I speak with my supervisor, he might casually just say something, oh, this result is going to be true, right? And it would take me like a month to just understand why that's the case. Yeah, I'm just a slow learner, I guess, and I should try to be faster in that regard, but I don't know. I'm just not smart enough, I guess. Dino's surprised you didn't know I before E except after C or something like that. What is that? Oh, is that like for grammar? Like spelling? Maybe my English is not good. AKA Bros, hello, how are you? I'm doing good, I'm doing good. We are at 2500 waves at the moment. Sang between Poison Swarm and Smart Missiles, which one would have more potential for both farming and tournament in the late game? You know what? Perhaps I show you the stats instead, and then you can decide. Okay? Let's see. So let's pick this run here. This is how my Smart Missiles and Poison Swarm looks like in my farm runs. I do not use Poison Swarm Plus in this run. So you can see that, well, I don't have Smart Missile Plus, so my Smart Missiles is doing more damage than my Poison Swarm Plus. If I turn on my Poison Swarm Plus, it's going to give me about the same damage as my Smart Missiles, maybe slightly less. Maybe slightly less damage, maybe slightly more, but around the same kind of damage. But as you can see, Chain Lightning is AE, Inner Landmines is AE, Smart Missiles and Poison Swarm, they are AD, so they're like over 1,000 times less damage. So when we talk about farm runs, it's really useless, right? This kind of damage is not going to matter very much for the farm runs. For tournaments, and this is with like my maxed out damage and so on. So if we look at last tournament, Smart Missiles 4 AE, Poison Swarm 7.12 AE. Again, you know, not necessarily bad damage, but we compare it with Inner Landmines. Inner Landmines 300 AE, Chain Lightning 13 AF. So yeah, again the damage is just completely outclassed by the other two ultimate weapons. So yeah, you can decide which has more potential for you. I can't really answer that question, but I can show you the damage, and as you can see, it's both trash. Antonio says Justin Sang learning system is famous in Australia. I don't know what that is, Antonio. Arachnon, hello, how are you? Mathematical intuition is something you are born with, like natural athletics or good looks. Just because a person wasn't born with a talent doesn't mean that they can't learn the skill. I agree, Graham, to a certain extent. I mean, I would say that talent is important, but at least for solving. So a talented person who does not put in the hard work is not going to, in most cases, beat a hardworking person with less talent, because the hardworking person would develop expertise at some point, and they would be able to connect the dots a bit better. You kind of have to spend a lot of time thinking about a problem to make headway on it. He has a YouTube good learning system for learning more and memorize less. Digest a large portion of info. Oh, cool. I have never heard about that system. Arachnon says, I use a guy's tower as an example to explain concepts and progression in a previous video. Would I consider doing tower review or guidance of individual towers? Sure. However, so there are, okay, so there have been a few people that have reached out to me, Arachnon. Now let's say you are, I can't say for certain which stage of progression you're in, but let's say you are in tier 19 and you're trying to move into tier 20. And you show me your tower stats and stuff. I can't say that the advice or the suggestions I would give would be any different from what I have said in those videos. You might have further development in other aspects than what the other person in the video has, but the gist is going to be the same, right? Like, in order to move into this tier, we need this and this, so you need to get this and this in order to move up. So you could definitely send me your stuff if you wanted me to look at it, but if it's too similar to someone else's, to something that I've already posted, then I would just say, well, have a look at that video, and I think most of the stuff there you can just implement in your tower. So I've a few people have reached out, and I've done that. That's specifically why I ended up making those videos, just as a template for other people to look at and see if it works for them. But yeah, you're more than welcome to send me your stuff if you wanted to. Malaki, hello, how are you? Oh, it's Malachi. Malachi, hello. I have a sharp fortitude. Should I get the wall? At some point you would have to unlock it. Sharp fortitude is pretty decent for farming, I guess. It seems like you are very early on in the game. Where I'm at, I'm probably not the best person to ask about that, because I'm very far removed from the early stage of the game. All good, Graham, no worries. Practical guide series. Oh, you're welcome, Sang. Do I plan to work on a video explaining the ultimate weapon mechanics? How does ultimate weapon plus work? Yeah, Sang, so I did consider doing that. The problem is that no, there is a very major problem that I encountered when I entered that stage. Now, as you can see, I don't have all the ultimate weapon plus unlocked. So I don't have Smart Missile plus, Death Wave plus, and Black Hole plus. And I do not know what Black Hole plus does till today. So, it's kind of difficult for me to make a video saying that I think Black Hole plus not very good. It's gonna piss some people off for sure. Or even saying like Death Wave plus is not good. Might not be true. Might be true for my situation. Might not be true for everybody. I think one of the nice things about this game is that we can, just because like earlier when I showed you that my smart missiles and poison swarm is not doing as well as chain lightning and inner landmine, it does not necessarily mean that you can't use poison swarm plus. If you really like it, then go ahead, use it. Because at the end of the day, in order to use this inner landmine build, you need a lot. You need to have a very good M-Bot plus. If you don't have a strong M-Bot plus, the inner landmine damage is not going to be like super OP. And in order to get very good M-Bot plus, you need M-Bot plus, M-Bot plus, right? So that's like 150,000 medals right there. In order to make this build. Well, you need at least like 120,000, I think, to make this build work. If you don't have that kind of medals, then you can't really use it, even though it's very good. To its full potential, I guess. But, you know, rather than talking about the certain mechanics and so on, I think it would be fine to make a video talking about what each of the ultimate weapons do and what are my thoughts on them. I'm happy to do a video on that. Actually, I think I did that in the earlier practical guide series. Yeah, so in the original version of the practical guide, there was in one of the earlier episodes, so episode 2 or episode 3, I talked about ultimate weapons, synergies, and so on. That might already answer your question. Arachnon, okay, you're farming in tier 12 and my videos have covered a little bit more advanced towers. Yeah, by all means send it to me on Discord. I'll type my Discord ID in the chat, and you can just message me and send me the screenshots. If I haven't done a video on it, I would probably ask for your permission if it's possible to do a video in the and just put it in there as a template in case people want to review it. Okay, I got your request, Arachnon. Yep. Antonio says my tower is in a hell stage. I don't know if I need to go for masteries, more ELS, chronofield. Figuring out with the practical guide too. So the nice thing, Antonio, is that masteries masteries cost stones to unlock, but they require coins to work on. If you have enough coins for the masteries, to lap the masteries, then you should probably unlock one at a time, or as many as you can afford at each time. Chronofill is not necessary. You wouldn't really be using chronofill in farming for quite a while anyway. And ELS is very good. Now, ELS enhancements is one thing. ELS substats are also another thing. So it can be a balance. Honestly, if we take things the way the game has developed, in order of release, mastery should come before assist modules. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's not going to completely derail your performance just by just by deviating slightly, right? It's not like you're going to break your Death Wave Golden Tower Black Hole Sink or something. So I wouldn't worry too much about just experimenting a little. You can test it out, see is that good, is that not good. But I think when in doubt, investing into econ is typically a good answer. You just get the flexibility to pivot from one build to the next. PJ, hello, how are you? Yay. Yeah, midnight streams. Almost midnight now, hey. Ghetto says Black Hole Plus is terrible. It does % damage to enemies in the black hole. At the end of the black hole activation, it's kind of Chain Lightning Plus, but it's super bad. Super bad. Okay, so there we go. We know how Black Hole Plus works now. So I guess if we have a very short duration black hole, but very short cooldown, very short duration, would that be better? Like more front loading of the damage? I mean, it's going to be trash for your econ, but at some point what we can be certain is that Black Hole Plus is going to get a rework, right? And when it does, Black Hole Plus might have his day in the sun. And as free-to-play stones are precious, I'm looking at S-Mods Masteries, finishing GT Plus, CF Plus, Perma Black Hole as my potential stone sinks. Yeah, I mean, those are all very good investments. I would give lower priority to CF Plus. Permanent Black Hole is strong. Finishing GT Plus is... It's okay. It's okay. It's not the best if you're free to play, because the last level is just crazy long. Masteries, you know, unlock it when you can afford it. And to be honest, until today, I still don't have all my masteries done. There's still quite a few. Crit Chance, Plasma Cannon, Crit Coin, Death Ray, Energy Net. 5 of them. Figuring out S-Mods and masteries are shit. Antonio, I think if your choice is between S-Mods and masteries, masteries is a front-loaded cost, right? And if you're in the earlier stages of the game, I don't presume you can perma-lab 5 masteries just yet. If you can, then that's great. But otherwise, it's actually not that difficult of a choice. You unlock one mastery, put that in a lab. As that lab is cracking away, you invest your stones into S-Mods. And once you're done with the S-Mods, once you're done with that mastery, you unlock a next mastery, and then you continue work with your S-Mods and so on. Ollie Tolly, hello. Transitioning to Glass Cannon. Should I save cards for the 8th card slot? Buy the 5% ultimate damage relic. I would get the relic. Just because it's on a rotation basis, so you need to get it eventually. So I would get the relic first, but you know, saving for the card slot is important too, Ollie. had Ultimate Weapon Plus unlocked before they added S mods. I just progressed slow as FTB. I see. Great. Gato says, oh, Black Hole Plus. Okay, it does too little to matter. Base Black Hole Plus is 5% wave damage at the end of the black hole. That's all of one single proc of Chain Lightning Plus, while Black Hole Plus. You do it one single time at the end of the black hole. Activation. Ghetto, I'm wondering. I was just thinking to myself, could Black Hole Plus be a pseudo attack chip? So like imagine my black hole is on, right? And electrons are chipping away at the whatever enemies, and then my Chain Lightning Plus, shreds a little bit here and there, and then finally when black hole falls, it does enough damage to just take out the remainder of the enemy. Would something like that potentially happen? It would be a very inefficient way to get the attack chip for sure, because it's a lot of stones, I guess. 20Q a day, nice. You'll get there soon, Graham. Appa, hello, how are you? Ghetto says the biggest issue with Black Hole Plus is it only affects enemies that are affected by a black hole, meaning it does not. Oh, okay. So thanks for answering my question. Alright, so it's not going to be a pseudo attack chip then. That's trash then. Yeah. That's terrible. Dark Speaker, hello, how are you? I know presets are coming. Nobody knows how expensive those labs will be. Since the announcement, I'm wondering if switching my GoBot to Flamebot would be better for me. Losing 40% coins seems okay, as I would get better tournament placements and more cells by doing so. Why would Flamebot give you more cells? I'm EHP Platinum currently, so very far away from Masteries or S-Mods. Now Dark Speaker, I think at that stage I would just focus on the coins portion first. Pump up your EOS and you will get very far just by doing that. I wouldn't worry about. I'm not even sure it would get you better tournament placements. Sure, EHP tanking can get you quite far, but you end up losing progress because people would, you're losing 40% coins per day, and it's going to compound over time. I'm not sure that's the best idea. Yeah, so if you're in Platinum, one thing that you could focus on getting would be some form of permanent black hole. So Primordial Collapse with Galaxy Compressor, it's quite easy to get permanent black hole. That's 90% damage reduction right there, which is essentially your Flamebot for you. I don't think you would need more reduction than that. So as a benchmark, right? When we get to about wave 3000, you're going to see my health go to like 3 billion. So I'm going to have 3 billion health. And with my Primordial Collapse alone, and no Flamebot development, I am going to be able to tank Overcharge that is doing like 504 billion damage to me. So I think it's enough. I don't think the damage would reach that kind of numbers in Platinum League, probably. I might be wrong though. I mean, it's been so long since I've been in Plat. Doing well, my tower is weak, but I'm still having fun. Yeah, that's all that matters, man. Yeah, honestly, I would just wait for Dark Speaker. Maybe the bot presets would give you. Maybe they would be very cheap. I don't presume they would be very expensive, honestly. But if they were expensive to upgrade, then even more so, you should not be speccing out of your Go bot, because you would need the econ for it. Permanent Black Hole is very OP for Platinum, yeah. I mean, even in Champions, or like even in Legends today, having Permanent Black Hole is just so strong. I'm dreaming of Permanent Black Hole for so long, but even after 2 Lucky Banner events, I still just have 1 Epic Galaxy Compressor. Now, am I wrong? But if you have 32 seconds Black Hole or 34 seconds Black Hole duration, and 50 seconds Black Hole cooldown, even with Epic Galaxy Compressor, it's Permanent Black Hole, isn't it? But what matters, Dark Speaker, is that if you keep pulling your modules, you're eventually going to get a legendary Galaxy Compressor, and then eventually Ancestral. So, with your gems now, spend them on modules, keep pulling the modules, you will get there eventually. Oh wow, we have 25 people on the stream today. Hello everybody. Yeah, it's so long, eh? Almost at 3,000 waves. Their eye checker menu. I think we wouldn't die now. Okay, so Neb is still going. So what was it that I said earlier? I need like 3,500 waves to be safe. Oh, we should probably... So Sang, if you are still here, I can check my damage now. You can see how they're performing at this stage. So right now, Inner Landmine is AE, Chain Lightning AE, Smart Missiles is doing more than Poison Swamp. And this is with Poison Swamp Plus, right? So when enemies don't live for very long, like right now on the screen, they are dying very quickly. My Poison Swamp does not have time to tick. And so we can see the Poison Swamp damage is going to be low. But I presume as the run progresses and tank enemies take longer and longer to die, we are going to end up with more and more Poison Swamp damage. So I would expect Poison Swamp would start creeping up and overtaking Smart Missiles eventually. I wouldn't worry too much about the lab cost dark speaker. I was told that it would be relatively cheap. I think Seven mentioned it a while ago, and Antonio just said that it's going to be affordable for majority of the players. I don't think they are going to gate this kind of quality of life stuff behind an excessive amount of coins. Yeah, but I wouldn't, it sounds like you are so based on your comment about the lack of luck in getting the Galaxy compressor, I can understand your frustration, right? Like it's slow progress, but hang in there, do what you can, right? I honestly wouldn't spec out of I wouldn't prioritize the damage reduction from Flamebot over the coin multiplier. Goldbot is very, very good for coins. Now, looking at my damage now, it's like 1Q, 1.3Q. Maybe it's really better to just use Singularity Harness in future. Just for the added bot range, I think. It would give me a lot more like Pulsar Harvester reductions. Well, more coverage of Pulsar Harvester reductions when the bots proc. Flamebot is more for milestones and tournament. Perhaps Antonio. I'm not sure actually. Does anyone here use EHP? If you guys are using EHP, I'm wondering, is Flamebot still a thing? Because like in the higher tiers, you just can't tank anything. Getu, what's my guess when they'll finally drop version 29? That's a good question. When is the next event reset? There, I check it now. Let's just check it. 5 days? Okay, so maybe in like 5 days. Wait, let's see. 5 days for this. 8 days for the stone pack reset. Here. And when does guild reset? Guild in 32 days. I think it might be in like in the next week or two. Yeah, the next week would be my guess. So sometime like 20th to 25th of August. I think that would be my guess. How about you, Ghetto? I found EHP, but I was using Flamebot to tier 10. It was more valuable to respec and put our coins in Goldbot for me. Yeah. Oh, more medals. Yeah. So I would agree with that. Like coins are actually very important in the early stages. I think until you make like 5 or 6s of lifetime coins are very important. Thereafter, it kind of tapers down. Didn't they say, Richard, that version 29 is going to be released in August? I've been assuming end of the month. Would be nice if they surprised us tomorrow and rolled it out then, but that's unlikely. So my guess, Ghetto, is that they are going to release it towards the end of the month. And for two reasons, right? So firstly, they can capitalize on the new version release. They can release some sort of bundles. And within a few days, it's going to be the monthly reset. And we end up getting, you know, they end up getting a double revenue from us. This month is a very expensive month for spenders. And the guild packs, the regular packs, and the in-game packs, we've already got how many? Three guild packs, 7 in-game packs. That's 10 transactions. Two of the event packs, so 12 microtransactions. I wouldn't be surprised if they added in like another 3 packs or something. So 15 microtransactions per wheel this month. Dark Speaker says, to be honest, thinking about switching to Flamepot was pushing more milestones, and by getting higher waves, maybe farming better tier, I would get more cells, which is what I feel my current problem. I got some stone packs, and because of it I'm further than I should be, meaning I have unlocked too many great labs, and it is very hard to prioritize one over another, so my thinking was speeding up labs over coins, which I feel at my current place are much more than fine. Yeah, again, it's hard to say for certain. You know, if you really wanted to, Dark Speaker, you could try it out. I don't think it's going to translate into that much more cells per hour. Yeah, I don't think so. But you know what would translate into more cells per hour? More cell investment, which costs coins. But you can test it out and see how it works out for you. You know, it might work. It might work better for you, and if it does, then just as well you made the swap. Uh-oh, should I do something here? Is the commander going to buff all of these enemies? But I guess it's already buffed all of these enemies. But is it going to break my wall? No. Thankfully there's no tanks ultimate. Oh shit, I just lost my wall. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Do I pop my... Wait, let's pause. Do I pop my demon mode? There's like 3 tanks here. Commanders are getting dangerous now, eh? I kind of need the damage, I guess. I'll be fine. Gato says I'll be fine. Yeah, let's just send it, eh? Oh wow, we really were fine. And to be honest, I don't think it would have been the worst case to see if I can get some death defies. The damage would be nice. Oh, I did get a death defy. Aha, we have damage now. I did get a death defy after all from that tank. I'm a month or so from maxing out GoBot, Flamebot, BotBot. Once the presets come, I have a tournament setup without GoBot adding Thunderbot or Amplify Bot. Oh, without GoBot adding. Okay. Yeah. Amplify Bot probably. Thunderbot, you kind of need to be around like this kind of wave count before it really matters. But if you have the damage, you kill the enemies before they get a chance to fire off at you. And with version 29, I'm expecting tournament rework. So I think damage is going to be a lot more important then. Because we definitely would have to move up in tiers. So I mean, looking at that protector that just entered and the way it just popped, like this guy over here, man, it's so nice. It's so nice. It just reaches the center and then it pops. This is so satisfying to watch. If I didn't have my Chain Lightning Plus, that protector would have lived for like 1.5 to 1.75 black holes. Oh, look at that protector just pop. So nice. You know, let's swap the toggles out slightly. Let's remove the visual effects of Poison Swamp and I guess Inner Landmine. So it might be easier for us to see the protectors and we can just laugh at them. Just when I do that, there's no more protectors. Alright, let's just leave it like this for a while. Richard, these are macro transactions. We are not Elon Musk's. No, they are microtransactions, I would say. In the grand scheme of expenditure on games, I would say that this game is relatively low spending compared to like Clash of Clans or something, right? I heard people can spend like millions on those games. So it's predatory in a way, but it's not super predatory. FUTs is still nice enough. The day that the developers enable you to buy as many stone packs as you can, if they remove the limit on stone packs, I think we are going to start seeing people with like max everything. Grimby, I mean, you're going to get there soon. You're going to get there soon. You're working on your damage masteries now. And honestly, it doesn't take a lot of damage to make Glass Cannon work or something, right? Or make a damage build work. I'm still damage focused, but look at my damage. 620 trillion damage. And I'm dealing with AD health just fine. Just fine. At the end of the day, all the damage is just coming from your Death Ray orbs and your orbital augment. Now, do I nuke this commander? I think we nuke this. Wait. I think we should just demon mode here so that I have the damage buff, and I'm expecting to live to like 3,500 waves, right? So we demon mode here, get the damage. Yeah, just as well. I would have lost my second win if I didn't. And then the next set of things that I'm going to have to do would be to start increasing range, because I don't want the tank enemies just swarming my and breaking my wall all the time. Thanks for joining the stream, Richard, and good luck with your run too. Yeah, so I think for starters, let me increase my range. So this would be 50 meters. I think 2.1 on the shockwave size is for like 60 meters, 60-ish. Ribbler, what time is it for me? It's 12:18 in the morning. I think we can just go straight for the 98 meter range and it should not be a problem. The tanks are still going to swarm. East Coast? What do you mean? I'm in Victoria, Melbourne, Victoria. I need to turn on the inner landmines after all. Can't see the... Ah man, it's another commander. How many commanders are there? Shit. Should I just nuke this guy? Oh, yeah, let's just nuke. We lost 2 energy shields there. Alright. Now, commanders, I can't deal with them anymore. So, this is what we do. We go with 3.1 shockwave size and 98 meters. Oh, okay, you are in Western Australia. Do you know Douglas? He comes on the stream sometimes. Haven't seen him for a while though, but he is in Western Australia as well. There are a few Aussies over here. I think PJ's Aussie. Zevon, who's one of the moderators, is in Brisbane. Queensland. Not sure if it's Brisbane, but Queensland. Few people in Aussie. This kind of timing, I guess, works better for people in our side of the world. The usual morning time where I stream, it's, I guess, better for the US time zones. Jeez, how many commanders are there in a row? My goodness. What's that, like 4 commanders in a row? Shit, there has to be some sort of like wave skip stuff that I could do. If only Greenie was here. You often miss a lot of streams due to time. Yeah. Coincidentally, Ribbler, when I used to play World of Warcraft, I was in this guild where I think half the player base was from Australia, mostly from Perth, and the other half was from Singapore. But I was playing in Melbourne time. So for them it's like right after work, but for me, by the time we do our raids and stuff, it's it's kind of late, so I ended up like, you know, I just can't focus, yeah, if I played that game. It seems like a lot of commanders. Yeah, there was like 4 in a row. But maybe in yeah, we should be fine. My orbs can be just used for tanks, I guess. Everything else I can just let them eventually just die. And when the tanks swarm in with 98 meters, it's not the worst thing. It's going to give me a lot of control over the bosses as well. Now let's check out this boss's stats. Plasma cannon level reduction. Right, with the plasma cannon and level reduction, I think we are going to do like 90-ish% of the boss's health anyway. And orbs should be able to take care of the remainder, hopefully. Rippler says 16th position today, 1370 waves. Well, is that a PB for you, Rippler? I mean, it's going to be a very long tournament for everyone today, I would presume. If I could get to like 3500, I think we should be safe. Might well be, yeah, congrats. I mean, 16th position, I'm not sure what you usually rank at, but if it's a PB, it's a PB. It's good. Right, so another commander's here. Let's see how we fare with this commander. We got rid of the commander already. Oh no, it's still here. Oh my goodness. Can we deal with the tanks? Okay, we got rid of it. We got rid of the tanks, so that's nice. Oh yeah, by the way, Gato, I know you mentioned that previously you had more stats, more raw stats than Greedy, but it was, you know, I kind of forgot about it. And the other day I was looking at his tier 22 farm video, and I noticed his SMod development is like similar to mine. I mean, he has more of the substat efficiencies than I do, but his multiplier efficiency on cannon and core is about the same as mine, and it was very surprising to me. I always thought that I had way less development in my SMods than he did. I certainly have a lot less substat efficiency than he does, but it was interesting to figure out, to see that. Oh, nice, we got rid of that vampire. Duck Speaker says, confirming that 4 PM Central Europe time. Oh, it's now way better. It's now a way better time. Yeah, I can't do this every stream though, Duck Speaker. Maybe for this semester that, based on my schedule, this would be the regular stream timing for the midweek tournament, but end of week tournament probably would be still in the daytime, I would think. And it's nice to know that this overcharge is not doing anything to my wall. So maybe I could even get rid of that defense absolute substat. Maybe the next tournament I'll try that. Remove that defense absolute substat, see if we can actually tank the overcharge hits. Now it seems like I don't actually need to worry about my target priority today. I just realized that I haven't updated it, but I think now that I remembered it, I should probably change this and maybe go, let's do fleets, elites, closest, and then boss. Something like that. It's another commander, my goodness. Oh, there's going to be a whole bunch of like buffed vampires. That's not good. Buff vampire, buffed ray. If we don't Death Defy here, it might be second wind. Oh, nice, nice. Seems like we are making it. Oh, nice, nice, very nice. The wall rebuild helped me get rid of that 2 vampires. We still have another 2 vampires and a ray here. Even with the demon mode damage, my damage is still like essentially 0 at this stage. Yageto says he hasn't pushed his core cannon super high yet for multiplier. And tournament is all percent base and microing. Global rankings will adjust if they ever adjust it to not be percent focused. I hope so. I hope they adjust it. You know, I hope that the global ranking is a reflection of how much money we've spent on the game. It's like Tech Tree Games way of showing us the biggest whales in the game. Are we still popping the... Yes, so I've actually popped the protectors very easily now. How long more before my defensives return? 78 waves for demon mode. Okay. And it's it's energy shield down today, so we should technically be getting good death defies. At some point, I guess it would be relevant. Strangely, I normally would have just an entire ring of smart missiles on the saboteur enemy. For some reason today I'm actually getting explosions on the outside as well. Maybe the target priority has something to do with this. Not sure. Right, 3.3k, 3333. I guess the next time I use my demon mode, we'll check the tournament rankings. Okay, it seems like, so I just refreshed my bracket. It seems like Donut has started his run. Covey has sort of ended their run already. I mean, we shall see. Oh, damage is at the 800 trillion now. 820 left. Okay. Oh, it's a commander. So we have one buff scatter, one buff vampire, and one buff ray. This could be second wind. See, that's the first energy shield. Oh, we have a Death Defy. Nice. Would this do anything for damage? Yeah, we're clearing the enemies a lot better now. Nice. The Death Defy was clutch. And the wall's back up. Almost at 3400. I can't remember what's my PB. It was like 34 something. My demon mode and stuff should be coming back up soon. Hey Chris, hello, how are you? Let's go. Let's go. I mean, shredding the protectors brings me so much joy. Such an unexplainable joy, because they caused me so much issues before. Okay, demon mode is back up. Awesome, we still haven't lost our second win. Oh my goodness, 100 trillion damage remaining. Damage at 708 now. Alright, 3400 waves. Let's see, Rob got 3709, so he's just 300 waves ahead of me at the moment. Maybe we can beat him. I doubt so. We don't have the fleet spawn table today. Oh my goodness, 88 trillion. Ah shit, there's another commander. Ah, damn it. Now, what's the plan? I've got nuke. Okay, hang on. Let's pause this. I've got nuke now. Should I demon mode or nuke? I think we slow the game speed down first. And I try to hope for a death defy before I pop the demon mode. So that way I can actually kill stuff. If I demon mode, wait till my wall gets taken out first. Yeah, so I was thinking, Gato, if before using demon mode, so I can get more taunt damage on stuff. Okay. So let's just hold off on stuff, I guess. It wouldn't be the worst idea to get a death defy. We see if we can actually get one. Oh, we lost one energy shield. Am I being too greedy? No death defy. At this stage, let's just pop the demon mode now. I've got the energy shield lap done, so I can get back the energy shields pretty easily, I guess. Oh my goodness, even with the demon mode, my damage is bad. So perhaps nuke would have been better. Well, let's see. If we can kill this commander, we'll be fine. Oh no, demon mode is ending. I'll probably still need to nuke, eh? Shit. Should I use second wind or nuke? I think we use second wind because there's a chance I could death defy. Nope. Yeah, that's the death defy. Okay, we've got some extra damage now. Oh shit, okay. Gato, sorry, a little bit too late. Ah yeah, that's the slow on the race. Ah man, see my strategy is terrible today. Oh well. Nico, hello, how are you? Congratulations. PB is always good. I reckon if I hit 3500 it's PB. At least now I've got 23 Q damage. We should have no issue clearing out some of the enemies now. Damn, that demon mode was okay, so past like wave 3300, demon mode is basically only used as a defensive. We couldn't even clear the enemies that the commander had with our demon mode. $34.62, 512 on the damage. Almost at 3,500. Pretty exciting. Uh-oh. Oh, I just got another Death Defy. That's awesome. Wonder what thing hit me. What did this Saboteur block? Black hole. Uh-oh. Oh no, my black holes are getting tiny. My black holes are getting tiny. This is so funny. My black hole is shrinking. Oh, that was a ray that took my wall. Okay, I see. Oh, we've got no black hole now. Right, the black holes are back. Nice, nice. But Ghetto, wouldn't that be good that the rays are getting a chance to hit me? Because with Death Defies, I could potentially get more damage. And Tank Ultimate wouldn't be more dangerous. Wouldn't be as dangerous. Or the players still just don't get hit by anything. Death Defies aren't enough damage, I see. Okay. Okay, good to know for future. Hey, almost 3,500. Wow, we finally hit AF health. Finally hit AF health. Hey, 3,500. Nice, nice. I guess the next time a commander comes, we just nuke, and there we go. So we just nuke this. I don't really need to think about it, right? Do I? Nah, let's just nuke. Let's just nuke this guy. So many commanders this run, my goodness. If there were, like, if I had the fleet spawn tables, I guess I could have pushed a little bit better. But I mean, I'm happy with what I have today. Even with amplifying strikes, it's just 180 trillion. Maybe death penalty, because my cannon is at epic rarity. Maybe death penalty as primary would be better for this kind of wave count in future. Oh, nice! Hey Ghetto, I beat you. I bet it was that commander that got you, hey. That commander which I knew. Yeah, okay, I can see what you mean. Even with like the demon mode and stuff, my damage is 155 trillion now. Oh, 344. I guess the next commander that comes along, I'm dead. Basically. Nothing was optimal for your run. Yeah. I mean, if you actually optimized and I still beat you, that's not going to happen. But now I get to, you know, I get to take a screenshot like what I do with Greenie. Every time I see my ranking above him, I take a screenshot of that. Now I get to do it for you, Ghetto. Uh-oh, there's another commander here. Ah, there we go. Let's just fire this off, I guess. It's not going to do anything. No, okay, we got a Death Defy. We've got 7Q damage. Come on. We got a second Death Defy. Come on, push them back. Oh, we got a third Death Defy in a row. Nice. I think we're dead here. Yeah, no way. 3550. Nice. Killed by Vampire. I knew I should have worked on that lab. Alright, let's check out the stats. This is definitely PB. 5 AG damage on the Chain Lightning. It's surprising that my Smart Missile damage is much more than my Poison Swarm damage. With enemies living for so long. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Electron, okay, let's see. Orb damage, 1 AG. So Orbs actually did less than Chain Lightning. And so too did Death Ray, okay. And most of the damage was Electron. So Electron's very, very strong this tournament. Yeah, Electrons are very strong. Nice. I think at the end of the day, like just stacking a lot of range and going Electrons is probably more than enough. We don't have to worry about all the other ultimate weapons. It's just Chain Lightning and Electrons. Sweet. All done. Now let's check out number of commanders. Yeah, like commanders, 40 commanders. Compared with 35 overcharge, 38 saboteurs. Like all the commanders were all backloaded as well. That's crazy. Alright, nice, good run. I'm happy with this. I think we should be safe. 35-50 waves. Alright, awesome. Alright, now just time to set up the run, and then I think we can wrap up the stream for today. This goes in. Oh, by the way, before the stream started, I got my 241 on my cannon. So finally all my modules are 241. This guy, primary. Can I get a level? No. I should be maxing out my primaries from now on, I guess. This goes down. This is nothing. This is okay. Farming. Attack ally. No, fetch, summon. And farm setup. Alright. So all sorted out for farm runs. So I think this would be a good time to wrap up the stream. So thank you all for joining the stream. All the best with your tournaments, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream.